Yo, what's going on, crew? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the comparison, a detailed comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A23 4G LTE, and we're also going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through. If you're new to the crew, but if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So today we're going to be taking a look at these devices, so I just wanted to compare them. On the A34 5G, you're going to get your SIM remover tool. You're also going to get your booklet and everything to that extent. And then you're going to get your Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Now when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy A23, you're going to get your booklet. You're going to get everything included in there with all the pamphlets and stuff, warranty, user guide and stuff like that inside here, which is going to be pretty cool. And then in addition to having that inside of there, you're going to get your power brick and your charging cable. So I definitely thought it was pretty cool that the A23 did come with the charging cord as well as the power brick, but the A34 5G doesn't have that included. So when it comes to the overall charging and the batteries, we're getting 5,000 milliamp hour batteries on both of these smartphones. So both of these smartphones are going to have really long lasting battery. I've been using the A23 4G for a little bit over a year and the A34 for a couple of months or a month or so. And so when it comes to this battery life on the A34 5G, I'm extremely impressed because I'm able to get like almost 2 days when it comes to the overall battery. And both of these devices do have 25 watts fast charging. So when it comes to the left hand side of both devices, you're going to notice that there's absolutely nothing on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. And then on the Samsung Galaxy A23 4G, right here on my right hand side, we're actually getting a slot for your SD card expansion. And so you're going to be able to actually expand it with two micro SD cards as well as a nano or SD, you know what I'm saying, two SD cards and one nano SIM. And so now when it comes to the build, on the right hand side of each device, you're going to get a side mounted fingerprint sensor on the A23 5G with the power button. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing some juice. Then you got the power button on the right side of the A34 5G, the volume rockers above top. And then on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, they actually put the spot right here for the removal. And so you can see right here, we do have the SIM slot above top. So let me just show you what that looks like when we're opening it up. I got my SIM card in here at the very moment. So this is the one I'm using right now. And so you can see right here when I take it out that I only have a slot for my SIM card and then one more additional slot for my expansion of the storage. And so when we look at the tops, we do get microphones on the top of both devices. But just keep in mind the SIM slot will be above top for the A34 5G, and the SIM card slot will be on the left hand side for the A23 4G. And so on the bottom, the only difference is that we do have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. They both have microphones. They both have Type-C input, as well as speakers on the bottom. This one actually has dual speakers, one here and one microphone here and one microphone here, as well as the speaker here and a speaker inside of the earpiece. And then you're going to see right here, we only have one microphone on the bottom of the A23. So it's just going to be, you know, you get triple microphones, one here at the top of the A34, here and here. And then in this, like inside of the earphone, you're actually going to get dual speakers on the A34 5G. And then when it comes to the A23 5G, A23 4G LTE, you're gonna notice that we get, as far as the sound quality goes, it's not gonna have dual speakers. It's gonna have mono speaker capability. But if you're still here, just type down below in the comment section, I'm still here, so I know you're still kicking it with me and rocking with me. And I just want to remind you to hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm, okay? So let's do a speaker test on the Samsung Galaxy, starting with the Samsung Galaxy A23 to see which speaker sounds better. But obviously this one's gonna have nano one speaker, and the A34 is gonna have two. So let's just check it out right now. Let's test out the speaker quality in the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. So clearly that the A34 5G compared to the A23 4G is going to have a better dynamic sound, and it also does power the speakers with Dolby Atmos. So when you're getting sound quality from the speakers, it's going to be paired along with the external speaker on Dolby Atmos. But when you're listening to the mono speaker on the Samsung Galaxy A23, it's actually going to give you Dolby Atmos only with the headset or the Bluetooth capabilities. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So let's do the brightness test and compare both displays, but let's just see which one has a better display when it comes to the overall brightness. And you can see right now that the A34 5G is definitely brighter when it comes to looking at the panel and everything like that. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is make sure both phones are at full brightness, and then we're going to do a speed test. I'm going to clear out all the apps and hit close all. And then so what I want to do, you could definitely see that the A34 is a little bit brighter, but we're going to get into the specs in just a second. But let's just, all the apps are actually closed. You can see no more recent apps. So let's just test out the quickness and speeds of the, let's do a quick speed test. So Galaxy Store 123. That was almost a tie, but it went to the A34 5G. Let's do Gallery 123. That was the A34 5G, but both were quick. Play Store 123. That was the A23 on the Play Store. So I give one to the Play Store. So good job, A23. Let's go into the Google. Do Google search 123. That was the A34 5G. Let's go back into some of the apps inside of here. We're going to do the Bible app 123. That was the A34 by a slight string, like a small hair. And then let's try out one more app. Let's do Meta 123. I think I tapped that quicker on the, that might have been the A23 right there for Meta. Let's try Twitter. And then we'll go into the display specifications, the game performance, and we're gonna actually test out. Let me see, do I have Twitter on here? I don't think I have Twitter on here, so let's just do one more. Oh, here it is, Twitter, and let me find it on here. Let's just do Amazon 123. Slight delay on the A23, and it's going to go to the A34 5G. Now when it comes to the resolution that we can play on YouTube, you're going to see that right here we have 2160 60 frames per second on the A34 5G, and we have 1080 60 maximum on the A23 4G. So You're gonna be able to get 2160 on the 34 5G, but you're only gonna be able to get 1080 60 on the Samsung Galaxy A23. And then one thing you're gonna notice right off of the gun is that the Samsung Galaxy A23 just does not reach the same brightness as the A34 5G. And so let me just pair these up. But you could see right here, they both look really good. And so let me tell you some of the specs on both of these devices. So on the on the A23 4G, we're actually getting a 1080 by 2408 full HD plus with 400 pixels per inch, 90 hertz display, Gorilla Glass 5 on here with the Infinity, U or V drop. And then on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, we're actually getting 1080 by 2400, 399 for the pixels per inch, 120 hertz refresh rate with the always on display, and it's going to be a Super AMOLED panel versus the TFT LCD panel that's on the A23. And then we're also getting that same notch, and we're getting the Dolby Atmos with the dual speakers on the A34 5G. And so when it comes to some of the features, we're getting similar features on both of these, like when it comes to the wallpapers and style. You get all those customizations when it comes to the wallpapers and style. You can switch those to match your personal look. Even on the lock screen, you can do that, and you could also change the color palettes as well to different color schemes, which I really do like on both. You get the 120 hertz refresh rate on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G right here, and then on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G has the 120, and the A23 4G has the 90. So they're both pretty smooth when it comes to browsing speeds. And so they both also do pack the edge panels right here, which is pretty cool to play around with, because you can get a variety of different toggles on that, which makes it more convenient to get to your shortcuts and multitasking and your pop-up view as well. And so when it comes to testing out the fingerprints on both of these, let me just show you what I mean. They're both going to offer different fingerprints. One, let's just do a fingerprint test. So on the A23, it's side mounted. On the A34 5G, it's in display, so 1, 2, 3. And I think there's an advantage when it comes to a physical fingerprint. It just seems to register a little bit quicker, 1, 2, 3. So it's just a little bit more quicker on the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G there. So I noticed I typed in game launcher on the Samsung Galaxy A23 and it didn't have that feature, but on the A34 5G, it has the game launcher. It just doesn't have it on the Samsung Galaxy A23 4G. So I just want to throw that out there. But let's test out the graphics when it comes to using both of these devices, okay? I also want to mention that the texture on the back of the A34 5G is really, really nice, and it also has like this metal edge to it, whereas you get this kind of a glossy material with the plastic feel on the A23, so it just feels a lot more premium on the A34 5G. As far as the graphics, it's going to be really solid for the A34 5G. It's just going to be really, you got the actual really good processor on here. It's the Dimensity 1080 on here, which is really good for clean graphics. And then you actually have a solid amount of RAM, 6 gigabytes of RAM on this device too, with 128 or 256 depending on which model you choose. And so, like I said, it's going to have the 1080 from Dimensity MediaTek, the Mali G68, and it's going to be very powerful and smooth. And as far as the graphics, you're going to see right here that they go up to ultra and extreme when it comes to the graphics quality. So you're going to get really good graphic quality when it comes to the A34 5G. because it's going to go up to that extreme graphics like I was saying before. Alright guys, so when it comes to the game performance on the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G, when it comes to the graphics, it doesn't go up to extreme. It just goes up to smooth and high, like the it's not going to be like the A34 5G where it goes up to extreme. But let's just test out the graphics on here. You get the Snapdragon 680, which is a pretty decent processing chip. And as far as gaming on here, it's going to be pretty clean. It definitely feels like it's moving at a high frame rate, and it doesn't feel like it's lagging while I'm using it, so that's the most important thing. It's not going to be as smooth as the A34 5G though when it comes to the gaming speeds, so I just want to put out there that the gaming speeds are going to be a little bit more cleaner on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. It's also going to have the dual speakers on the A34 5G, so it's going to definitely feel a little bit more smoother, a little bit cleaner, and things to that extent. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there as well too. But I'm honestly, I feel like there's a big competitive difference when I was using the on the A34. When I was using that device, it felt like it was much easier. I'm not sure if the competition is just more leveled up on this one, or if it's the level that I'm not used to, but I can definitely see that on the A34G I was playing a little bit better, so that was something I just wanted to throw out there. So when it comes to the notification window, it's much more brighter on the A34 5G. You're also going to see that we have similar features, the hotspot screen recording on the A34 5G. Let's see if we have screen recording on here. We don't have the screen recording now that I'm looking on the Samsung Galaxy A23. I don't see screen recording, but I'd see take a screenshot right here at the top, so I'm going to drag that down. But I noticed that there's no screen recording feature on here, but they also have the enhanced processing feature, which is something that I like about it. So just keep in mind, no screen recording when it comes to the A23 5G. You link to Windows is on both, nearby share, iComfort, Smart View on both, the QR scanner on both, secure folder on both. Just keep in mind that Dolby Atmos, you need Bluetooth or wired headsets. And then it has music share on the A34 5G, but not music share on the, oh wait, there's music share on here, so I capped, but always on display on the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, but you won't see that feature on the A23, okay? And this is probably the biggest deal, which is the cameras, and there's going to be a huge difference when it comes to the cameras, but I'm going to talk about that right now, so make sure you stay locked into the end of the video and don't go nowhere. So on the Samsung Galaxy A23 5G or 4G, we're actually getting a 50 megapixel camera on here, and it's going to be the main camera, which is the 50 megapixel. We're also going to get a 5 megapixel for wide angle. You're going to get a 2 megapixel for macro camera shots and a 2 megapixel for portrait. And then on the front, we're actually getting a 8 megapixel around front. So when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G, we're getting a 48 megapixel, which just don't mind the numbers, because this one's 50 megapixels, but this one I feel is going to be a lot better. 48 megapixel main, 8 megapixel wide angle, and 2 megapixel portrait, and a 13 megapixel around the front. So one of the things you're going to notice is that this one does also have a macro camera as well as the portrait. But let me just see something real quick, because we do get wide angle macro as well on the A34 5G. And when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy A23, it's definitely not as snappy as the A34 5G, I noticed, but you still get the wide angle 0.5 times, so you can get that wide angle shot that you want. Let's just take a picture right now. And then you can get up to 10 times zoom on both of these devices. And so if you want to get really up close, then you have portrait mode on both of these devices, and you can control the strength. The A34 5G has fun mode inside of here, so you can put filters in this thing on your pictures. You can mess around with it a little bit more. Another thing that I noticed is that the you get 4K 30 frames per second on video on the A34 5G, but on the A23 you're not going to get 4K. So I just want to throw that out there. And then when you go to more, you can see that we have night mode on both, macro mode on both, but there's going to be super slow motion added to the A34 5G. You're also going to get pro mode for video, which isn't available on the A23, and then a few more features like panoramas on both, but the hyperlapse and the super slow-mo is going to be missing from the A23, so, and the fun mode. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But they do pack a feature in here called AR Zone, so you can kind of test that out with the different emoji stickers and stuff like that. So it kind of replaces the fun mode. That's going to be available on the A23 5G or A34 5G, and then you get the AR Zone here too as well, but they added that little fun mode, which is, you can see that there's more stickers on the A34 5G as well, and then they added that fun mode on in the beginning right here, where the A23 I didn't see it having that feature. So I just kind of want to throw out the differences between the cameras. But let me know what you guys think about both of these devices. Make sure you follow me on social media. Watch another video on the left or the right hand corner. Make sure you hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe and get notified for more videos, and hit the like button so we can get this video out to more people and help beat the YouTube algorithm. But just type I'm still here so I know you're still kicking it with me, and I'll check you guys later. Okay, peace.